What's up guys, my name's Liam and we are in the middle of CrazyLight madness. I got another one here for you. Now we are moving over to the medium size gaming mouse. So we have an X2 that should officially be available today, and I did want to let you know just really quickly before we get started that this was sent out to me. However, everything you'll be hearing in this video is going to be my own words and my own opinions. So you're gonna get just your typical type of a CrazyLight experience. I've already made tons of videos on this at this point of these mice. You're gonna get the dot skates. It does come with a card, sticker, documentation, and since this is a white mouse, it is coming with a white USB-C to USB Type A cable. These also do come included with the wireless 8,000 hertz receiver. If you do get a white copy, you do get this transparent looking dongle. We did start out at the beginning of the year with the first CrazyLight release being the X2 Mini, which I would say is genuinely probably my favorite shape to come out from them. I still can find myself using the size 2 or the medium. However, I do prefer the smaller size just a little bit more. And due to the popularity of this mouse, they did a pretty good job at keeping everything with the same with this mouse, just scaling it up. And really the only one critique I have about these mice is the skates that they do come with. They do still come with these harsher white style PTFE skates. So I probably will be picking up an aftermarket pair of skates for this mouse. But really the rest of the feeling of this, as far as the build goes, even though this is a larger mouse, I do feel like usually smaller mice, they do feel a little bit tighter as far as the tolerances and just the build quality goes in general. This is an early impressions video on this mouse, but so far everything about the coating feels normal as it should to their other mice, so it feels really good. I've not been noticing any weak points, so even though this is bigger, no additional type of flexing, any creaking or anything like that. Again, these opticals, I've already said many times in my videos, I do like their newer opticals. They do feel really good, and genuinely this copy that I got is mint. The tolerances on this, I was actually really impressed by them. I'm getting like no play on mouse 1 or 2, pretty much no pre-travel. Clicking in the middle goes right into click. Post-travel even feels really solid on it. And even though this mouse is as light as it is, really the tolerances on them pretty good. You get just a little bit additional more play up here. But I do feel like this plastic still does feel like it's a bit more on the stiffer end, and it just feels a bit more durable to me. So I don't get any type of additional side-to-side play or anything like that. I do feel like the click implementation is pretty consistent front to back. Maybe just a little bit heavier back here in the rear. But yeah, I mean, honestly, everything about the clicks on this feel really good. The scroll, I get some nice feedback from it as well. I do feel like the steps on are pretty defined. And then pretty lightweight on the center scroll click. And then last but not least, for the side buttons on this mouse, I just recently reviewed the X3. And I feel like the X3 had a little bit more play, whereas these side buttons, like they're just perfect. I get like no play back here in the rear. Straight into click. So zero pre-travel. The post-travel, after you click on it, there's hardly any. And honestly, these side buttons, they are really on point. So yeah, everything about the feeling of my larger copy of the X2, the size 2 medium, feels really solid. So even though this mouse is bigger, they still did a fantastic job with the balancing on this. The balance on it does feel spot on. So do remember, I do have the aftermarket skates, so that can change the weight slightly just a little bit from the stock mouse. But dropping the Mini on my scale first, about 37.9 grams that we were seeing out of that one. So the moment of truth for the bigger one with the stock skates, looks like we got it at approximately 43.0 grams out of the box. So that about wraps things up on the Pulsar X2 size 2 medium CrazyLight. And for those of you that have been really interested in checking out the X2 CrazyLight, but you knew that this mouse was too small for you and you've been waiting to get your hands on a larger style of a mouse, they now have the same great feeling and build that they had in the CrazyLight Mini in the new medium. So in my opinion, all Pulsar needs to do is just keep continuing this exact same trend to finish out their lineup. I truly am really excited to get my hands on the X-Lite size 2 medium, a CrazyLight version of that, but so far everything about this mouse has really felt spot on for me, and I'm glad that Pulsar has continued this trend, filling out the rest of their lineup. So if you guys feel like I left anything out, or you have any additional questions, please let me know in the comments down below. If you have enjoyed watching this video and are interested in seeing more videos like this in the future, please drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.